Hello, this is a storyline reading for Miss Bronson. This is the second half. I did a storyline reading on Miss Bronson. I don't know how many weeks ago now. It might have been 2 weeks ago, something like that. And this is the second half that I didn't get to finish. Okay, but universe gave me deck 4 for Miss Bronson, right? Of the healing of the soul. That is when someone hurt you to the core or murder you, hurt you to your soul. Okay, and then I have abuse cards here. I'm just gonna all of them are inside my basket here, and I'm just gonna wiggle until I hear God tell me to stop. I'm just gonna grab a bunch. You're gonna see me take them and put those with the ones there, put them together and finish up her storyline. I'm gonna take cards off the top first, and then I'm going to put them together to complete her storyline reading that God wants for Miss Bronson. Okay? So far with the first one, it looked like her child's father, the person she was connected to, wasn't treating her good, and some kind of way he wanted her to, she went somewhere, he popped up or whatever, and she went somewhere with him or anything like that, to some gathering somewhere. Maybe he told her about a job or whatever it might be. But it seems like he had a money scheme, some kind of something he had going on. And it says that, let me see what else it said. He felt restricted. He had no way out. So to me, it seems like maybe, because it seemed like he was on some kind of drug. So I don't know if he owed someone money. So he called us up taking her and giving her to some people for some kind of prostitution or trafficking or anything like that, because he did have her in the trunk. So maybe his intentions wasn't to kill her, but to transport her to wherever he was going to take her at. Because if he wanted to kill her, he could have killed her inside a home or whatever. But it feels like, going up the storyline, looking it over, that he might was what you call in kidnapping and was going to take her wherever, because maybe he owed some money, because he took her somewhere, in some gathering or somewhere it might have been before, and she wanted to go home or get a leave or whatever it might have been. But maybe he owed some money, or maybe he told her about a job or whatever, and she said, no, I don't want no parts of that job, or whatever she might have said. I don't know. Let's just see the rest of the storyline. About it. God gave me deck 4. So something could have happened 4. He could have asked her 4 times. You want to get in this deal? You want to make some money or anything like that? Okay, let's just see. Something could have been 4th. If she had an apartment, it could have been apartment 4. Her birthday could have been the 4th month, 4th date. Be anything. That's the 4 him, whatever. Okay. And her address here, his address, license plate number, whatever. Let's just play universe. You know all about it for Miss Bronson, or Bronson, if I'm saying it right. Forgive me, mother, if I'm saying it wrong, because I need to hear somebody say it, and then maybe I can know for sure. Bronson or Bronson, I don't know which one, but forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. I hate when my name is said wrong. I've been hearing my name wrong all my life though, and I just correct the person if they're in front of me. Okay, let's just flow. So excuse me if I'm saying her name wrong. Forgive me. Okay, universe, you know all about it for Miss Bronson. Or Miss Bronson. I don't want to mess up her first name, because I need to hear it said, and then I could go with her first name. But so far, I don't know if I heard it. If I heard it, I need to hear it again. Okay, one more. Okay, here we got a stack right here. God saying a stack. Here we go, a stack. Maybe this man, her guy, Mr. Lewis, was going to get him a stack. Get what I'm saying? He was trying to get a stack, right? A stack. I'm talking about dough, bread, money, moolah, bread, money, cabbage, dough, green. Okay? Bills, a stack. Maybe he's trying to get a stack. Okay? We got a bottom card saying he might have said he ready. I'm ready. And she might have said no more. No. She might have went somewhere with him before. I just don't know. Because right here, she is being choosy about going to another state. So maybe he wanted her to go somewhere. Follow me? We got 9. Something could have been 9 o'clock, 9:30. She is trying her best to escape. Get what the card saying. It's the bottom of the deck though. She really wanted to express in that trunk, maybe, trying to escape. She pinpointed a problem that she complained about because her guy, he was upset and mad with her right here, hot. And ducking wouldn't help her because he was gambling too much, or she was, in some situation or with money. She needed to be checked, or he did. Just the bottom of the deck. Let's just flow. Her guy was a ticking time bomb. What was she embarrassed about? But we're going to put it with, he was talking to her some kind of way. She is anxious. And you had anxiety because she is dealing with a pyramid of people, at least 3 of them some kind of way, and she was nervous because tension was brewing for Miss Bronson. Follow me? And death was the last result. Follow me? So we have right here, her guy wanted to stamp his name on it. On what? Having money in the bank, making some money. Because you heard me say when I dug in and I pulled the cards out, I heard the word stack. He wanted to have a stack, and that goes with money. Follow me? So let's just flow. Oh, I put it the wrong way. Shoot. Let me just put it the right way so I can turn it back around. Yeah. So let's flow. This is the top of the deck. It caught her off guard because we had someone who was cross-dressing. So if her guy wasn't actually what you call real cross-dressing, he changed up on her. Get my drift? Changed up on her. Get what I'm saying? It's like you're dealing with, you ever saw the Spider-Mans before? It's a black one and there's a red one. Red and blue one. It's like they 2 different ones. You got the evil and the good. He changed up on her, or he was cross-dressing. Follow me? He wanted her to promise that she would act. Or she wanted him to promise that he would act and change up or be nice or whatever's going on. So he barged in right here toward her. And she said, no, I can't. No, I won't. No, I'm not going to do it. No, I can't, or anything as far as no. She wanted her, Mr. Lewis, let's put his name there, to validate her. Or he wanted that. Because she was sustaining herself at a shelter. Right? At a place that wasn't her home. So some kind of way he had her somewhere. Now being in the trunk at that time would be considered a shelter. She is sustaining herself at a shelter. She is in that trunk. Before that, or some kind of way wherever he took her somewhere, whenever he took her, that could have been it, what God talking about. It was a speedy tongue lashing she gave to Mr. Lewis, or he gave to her. Because she wanted to return it back to the sender, because something was not ordinary for her. Because something went to the extreme with Miss Bronson. When she is saying no way. Because the guy she had, Mr. Lewis, was sadistic. He needs soul support. Let's just flow. So I saw a lady name through there. So she might have went to talk to somebody, counseling, or any kind of agency. Because I see a professional lady. I moved the cards too fast. Professional woman. It's going to come out. But let's just flow. She did at one point allow the neglect of herself. But maybe at one point, because it says no right there, she wasn't going to allow the neglect of herself anymore. This is for her mother. Release your loved one. It is okay. These are like green. All of these in my hand because I separate the cards according to their color. So they like green. You might can't see it. Okay. You are still here, God says. Enjoy it, your life. Next one is, she is forcing herself to cope with the hurt. Or her mother is, that her baby is gone. Follow me? Because our children are all babies. No matter how old they are, after a while, we know they are grown up and all, but deep down inside, they are all babies, right? Ask yourself why you stayed. She had to ask herself why she stayed. Because God wanted her to elevate herself and rely on herself only to elevate herself. Or this man needed to rely on his own self to elevate himself. So we have right here Mr. Lewis. She is being molded into what she really wasn't. Because he was trying to make her be a certain kind of way. Because he wanted to make money off of her. Looking like, so far with everything I'm looking at. Start to see what others are doing to keep her stuck. Okay? She had to let her sounds be heard loud and clear. They are light green. You barely can see them because I barely can see them. Okay, she had to become groomed to what God created her to be at birth. Get back to what God created her to be. When God brought her out her mother's womb or out her mother's stomach or whichever way she came out, she was all God. And God wanted her to go back to being all God and don't be molded by all these different people. Follow me? Because people mold you. And God wants you to be molded by God. Okay? Okay? And yourself, right? Your loved one would not want you to press. This would be for her mother and father. But I'm focusing on her mother. Because usually we be with our mothers, right? Most of the time we're closer to our mothers. So I'm focusing on her mother. So it could be both parents. Start to live your life again if you're not mother, right? So it says right here, when you lose a spouse to death, you are free. Or a boyfriend or girlfriend. Heal yourself by coming forward. So this is usually a boyfriend-girlfriend card. He lost his girl, his woman through death. So far, it feels like he didn't, I don't know, something about how these cards going, where I don't think, it don't feel like he intended on killing her for some reason. Because if they said they gave her CPR, if they gave her CPR, I don't know. He might was trying to transport her and take her somewhere. Maybe he had in the car too long. In the trunk too long. He might have been trying to take her somewhere because she wasn't trying to go. Because he was trying to make some money. So I don't know if she went before with him to do it before already. Or if she didn't, period, or what it is. I just don't know so far. Because she's saying no more or no. So I don't know if she went before already with him to do something before. Or if she didn't. I just don't know. That's all. Or he came up with some idea to make some money. And he had in his mind he was going to get her to do it. He hitting on her. Figured she going to do what he say. And she might have did what he said before because of him beating on her. I just don't know. So he might didn't intend on murdering her. He might was trying to transport her because she didn't want to go anymore or do what he said anymore. Because the card say he was she was being molded into what she really wasn't. Being molded. You know what being molded? Somebody making you a certain way. When you're not that at all. Get what I'm saying? So maybe he was trying to transport her. Not trying to murder her. Not intentionally meaning to murder her. But he was trying to transport her. And he had in a car too long. Or anything like that. Because this is the card when you lose your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend, or your husband. Heal yourself by coming forward. I could take it to, I don't know how many children her mother got, but I could take this to her mother. I can make this her mother and say when you lose that if you are free. Because if she had a real close relationship with her mother, like some people do, it's like you partners, it's like you twins, it's like you get along so good. You don't see one without the other. You know what I mean? The closeness. So I could make it go to her mother right now, or I could just keep it with her guy. Because with this right here coming up right here, maybe he didn't intentionally mean for her to die. God bringing this up. Okay, it says right here that she's sticking around no nonsense. She's sticking around fire with no nonsense lessons, Miss Bronson. Hanging around and being involved with this guy, Mr. Lewis. But sometimes when we feel we love people, we keep trying to give them chances, but it's not good to give them chances. I mean, when somebody ain't right and we see they ain't right, we need to leave them alone. We need to, because it's something that's lacking in us, where we feel we got to hold on to somebody who abusive or who not treating us right. We lack in love for ourselves, and we got to love ourselves over anybody. There's nobody more important than yourself. Nobody. Your mother, your sister, your brother, your baby. You love you over anybody in this world, because God values your life and wants you to value your own life. Nobody's life more special than your own. So she might have loved this man deeply and wanted him to love her back, but he just wasn't there where she was. Sometimes the person is not where you at. Get what I'm saying? They not there, and that's okay. You just gotta move on with your life and go ahead, not just dangle around and let the person just tear you apart. But you gotta see what's lacking in yourself, why you feel you deserve that. And that is because you don't love yourself, and we got to get self-love to be the strongest woman or man we can be. Where did she get that behavior from? I'm talking what I'm saying, and here God brought the card out. Where did she get that behavior at? Thinking it's love. Hanging around this man who is not good for her. No longer will she be filtered. So she did some kind of talking, fussing, or something with this guy. They are like green. She rose to the occasion given to her in some kind of way. She was talking, fussing, or anything like that with him. Next card is, if she needed help, she needed to reach out to her mother, the authority, somebody. Right here with this card, God said. Because right here, she want to go home. This is a scary card. This is a you don't know if you ever going home card. I just want to go home again. That's what this card says if you can't see it. That's when you terrified. You don't know if you're going to go home. You don't know if you're ready to die. You don't know what's going to happen. You want to go home. Because something went to the extreme with this card. Because she is saying, no way, no, I'm not, no, I can't, or anything like that. But something went to the extreme because she wanted to go home. Remember? She was no longer going to allow, strike that, that's the wrong card. Her man, Mr. Lewis, didn't notice that she was of a different caliber. She wasn't that kind of woman what he's trying to make her, because he's trying to make money off of her. But she didn't notice that he was as bad as he was, that he would try to do what he tried to do to her. Make money off of her. Follow me? Or he would treat her like he treated her, putting her in the trunk. Or what all he was doing. So we have right here that, may I have a talk with you, Miss. So some kind of way she talked to some professional woman, whoever it was, from her boss, landlord, attorney, I don't know who she talked to, somebody who, I don't know who it was. She was choosy about going to another state. He might have been telling her about going to another state. Somebody might have been telling her about a job. I don't know what it is, another state. She said, no more, I'm ready. She said no more, she was ready as far as, I keep doing this. She was saying no more, she was ready. Maybe she is ready to move to another state to get away from this guy of hers, or maybe this guy of hers, Mr. Lewis, was saying no more, he ready. And he was ready to go do what he's ready to do, and he didn't want to hear nothing out of her no more, whatever this is. See, it keeps saying, see, she don't want it. It's no's with her. This is her card too. I can't do it. I won't do it. I don't want to do it or whatever. Because he barged in with rage. Follow me? So, let's see. Strike it. I wouldn't have known, if you go that way, tell me. Okay? This would be him. Was she willing to indulge to keep him? Follow me? If you go that way, tell me. That's usually a gay card, three-party, what they call it? Third-party card, gay card, or any kind of scheme, any kind of indulging in something you usually don't indulge in. If she go that way, tell him. But this is the God side. This is the man side. And this is the God side. This is God's side. It's like green. Are you willing to indulge, Miss Bronson, to keep this guy in what he wants you to indulge in? Get what I'm saying? This is the guy's side. If you go that way, tell me. If you want to do a third party, would you be willing to do it to keep me? Would you be willing to steal to keep me? Get what I'm saying? Will you willing to go to another state with me to keep me? Whatever he's saying. Will you get on drugs to keep me? Whatever he want. Follow me? She had to look at him eye to eye. No. God wanted her to look straight in his eyes. Eye to eye contact, no biting her tongue, and let this person know, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going. But she kept saying no. So her answer was no. Because some kind of way he wanted her to indulge in some kind of job that God wouldn't want her to indulge in. Because all money is green. He feel like, right? All money green. It don't matter what kind of job it is, as long as it's work. But she was returning it back to the sender. Follow me? Because something was extraordinary. Let's just flow. Wherever they was, right? She must go on with her life as she should, God says. Just go on with your life, Miss Bronson. Or we can take this to her mother. God saying, go on with your life, Mom. Let's flow. Either she love fashion, or maybe this guy she is going with like fashion. I don't know. But Mr. Lewis couldn't control himself in his own skin. Because she just didn't go put herself in the trunk. He did it. She wasn't going to allow... Whoops. What is this doing in here? Oh, yeah, this goes with it. She wasn't going to allow the neglect of herself anymore. She might did before with him putting his hands on her, but she wasn't going to allow that anymore. Okay, so let's just run. Okay. She needed God's bubble of protection around her. Because it's something on the outside of the bubble that's going to get her. It's like waiting to get you, to consume you, to eat you, to kill you, whatever it want to do. Whatever it is. Person, place, or thing. She needed to be in God's presence. She needed God to be around her at all times. God's presence. Seek the range of God. Because she was going to be going somewhere, or something was going on in her life right then, where she needed God's bubble to keep her safe the whole time, walking, traveling, or whatever was going on. She needed God to help her right there. Even inside that trunk. Follow me? So we have right here, she wanted this man to validate her, appreciate her, and love her or whatever, but he wasn't doing it. Or he wanted her to do it back, however it is flowing. She absorbed to see if he was genuine as far as what he was saying he wanted her to do, where he wanted her to go. Maybe he wanted her to go to another state, indulge, and get in some kind of money deal, money scheme, anything as far as like, I don't know. Let's just flow a little. He is sadistic. He needed soul support. Or he is trying to absorb to see if she is genuine, that she not going to do it. She is gambling too much, dealing with Mr. Lewis, this man of hers. Or real gambling was going on by one of them, I don't know. Or she was just gambling too much, dealing with this man being with him or whatever, or he was with a situation with her. She need to be checked, or he also need to be checked. Okay, so we have, she is dealing with a resource with information. Follow me? Job, agencies, or whatever it might be. But he might have been dealing with some kind of resource with information, whatever he was doing. And that could be court, lawyers, or something out in the street he was doing, whatever it might be, I don't know. Okay, so we have, she need to never stop wanting the best out of love, God says, because God wanted her to deal with love only. And know that she had to love herself first, right? Love you first, Miss Bronson, because he isolated her. Follow me? Here she is. Why did I believe you? Follow me? It caught her off guard. Follow me? Because it says right here, if you met the person cross-dressing, you're not obligated to take the person back. So if the man wasn't actually cross-dressing no kind of way, we're going to take it where he changed up the attitude, personality. He changed up. Follow me? He deceived her, first of all. Isolated her. He put her in a trunk that isolated her, or he had her somewhere, period. Got her away from who all could help her or whatever. She knew that she is meant for greatness. I'm meant for greatness. Good things to happen in my life. They like green. But why did she allow others to mold her? Put her in their mold. He wanted to put her in his mold, what he wanted her life to be like. And God says no. No, don't let that happen. Okay, so we have that, sorry about that. She is dealing with a counselor or somebody who advises her, somebody she take advice from, and maybe she take advice from her guy. So be it. Or she talked to one at her, somebody like in real counseling she had, or work, or her boss, or somebody, her mother, some kind of way, counsel somebody, you take their advice, or you ask them things, or he was dealing with his lawyer after time, or anything like that. Or he is dealing with somebody out in the street, or whoever he is dealing with, or whatever. Tension was brewing though, and death was the last result for Miss Bronson. But tension was brewing, and the end was coming to a situation, or her Mr. Lewis wanted an end to come, as far as like he just wanted to just get on with whatever he was doing. She see it now. After a time, she got to see it. I see it now. That he had backyard ways of thinking, and backyard ways of thinking are racist ways of thinking, and just don't want to come up to today's time. So if she broke up with him some kind of way, or whatever, what I'm using examples now, whatever it might have been, if something happened last month and you doing something different this month, you got somebody that you know that don't want to accept how you is this month, what you doing this month, they want to pull you back to what you was doing last month, anything like that, not coming up to what's going on. If she broke up with him that same day and she ain't want him no more, he ain't want to hear that. Anything like that, he's still saying he with her. Anything, whatever it was. So we have that, see, the changing of a, he looked at her as weak back. But she is going to change and chance it all, or she did, because she is going against. So we have, see, he wanted to stamp his name on her, to have money in the bank. He had plans, go to another state. She had to cover her genitals. Follow me? Intensity. Because he wanted her to feel, we got to put his name here, Mr. Lewis. Got to put his name. These are examples. He wanted his cup filled by her. Money, romance, or time. It was time to act, and he wanted her to promise me that you're going to act, that you're going to do this, you're going to make this happen for me, or whatever he wanted, right? Because he wanted to stamp his name on some money, some plans he had. Or she wanted him to promise that he would act and get her out their car, or do right, or whatever she wanted out of him. Okay, I'm going to take these out the way so I can be able to put some more cards down. Feels like he didn't intend on her dying. He just was trying to transport her. And he transported her that way because she wasn't getting in a regular way. Get my drift? It's like is what you call kidnapping. So he called himself, he gonna take her by force. So that's why she wasn't just in the car like you're supposed to be in a car. No, I'm gonna take you by force. Cause she been saying no, seemed like the whole time. Ducking wouldn't help her. He was good and hot with her. These are light green. But he needed to rely on himself to elevate himself. He was on drugs some kind of way, this guy. He felt restricted. He couldn't get out of something. Okay, so we have right here that this is for her mother. Release your loved one. It's okay, God says. These are light green. You are still here. Enjoy it. Enjoy your life. He is letting off his sexual tendencies, and he need to clear his mind. So we have express all needed in any area. God wanted Miss Bronson to express everything needed in all areas to get to the top in her life, to be the best she could be. So we have being molded into what she really was not. He was trying to mold her into what he wanted her to be. A fast lady or whatever he wanted. He wanted something. He wanted to mold her because we got the money card over there. He wanted her to make money for him, to do what he wanted. All this quick, get rich, quick stuff going on where they want ladies to be escorting and all kind of nonsense. Threesomes, videos, all kind of stuff they be wanting. That money scheme card goes with anything like that. Because he wanted to make money. Come on. Go to another state. Drag her away from her family. No, think so, mister. Okay, start to see what others was doing. She had to see what others was doing to keep her stuck. They are light green. Especially the man she had, because he was keeping her stuck. You be in love with somebody and you let them keep you stuck. You allow yourself to be stuck. Because it's a one-way love affair. Get what I'm saying? It's a one-way love affair. Person not loving you is one-way love affair. She was dealing with a one-way love affair. Get what I'm saying? She is nervous because she is around a pyramid full of people. At least 3 of them. Somewhere. That's what she is found in that trunk, evidently. Because somebody was walking all over her, gathering up information about her. She ended up here. Funeral parlor. Can't see it good. A company that house bodies when you don't treat it like the jewel it is. The treasure it is. A funeral parlor. He was going to try to take her to New York. Who knows? Or just wherever he was going to take her at. Because she is sustaining herself at a shelter. And at that time period, well, she had her own. If she had her own house, this can't be it. She would have to had been in a house that wasn't her own. Other than that, the car would have been it because she was in a trunk. It was saying right here. So it had to be the car. See, these are miracle cards back to back. Look at what's in my hand and look the next one I'm getting ready to pick up. Both of these are miracle cards. Look at this. So we're going to say this the car. She's sustaining herself at a shelter, right? So if she had a house of her own, the shelter would be the car. Follow me? Because she is in the trunk. And the next one was this one right here, if I'm not mistaken, right? She was tattered. Follow me? Because she needed a miracle. She needed to get out of there and get out of there alive and stay alive. Here, the next one, another miracle. This is a double miracle. So the double miracles, you put both of them together, that means it was impossible for her. Evidently, she was in there too long or whatever was going on. Because she died. Follow me? But also, it was saying that it was going to be a miracle to make him a felon. But he was caught, so it happened. Right? But she's sticking around fire with no nonsense lessons dealing with this man. But he needed to rely on himself to elevate his own self. And she also need to rely only on her and not hold on to him as a partner, because sometimes people can weigh you down and pull you down and you be with nothing when it's all over with. Okay, so we have right here that the loss of a loved one, strike that, a spouse, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. Heal yourself by coming forward. And he can heal himself by telling the truth to the authorities, everything it is to tell why you had her in the trunk in the first place. That's how you heal yourself, Mr. Loss. Follow me? Next one is, it was a speedy tongue lashing he gave her or she gave him. Follow me? D. Your loved one would not want you to press. This would be for her mother. Right? Start to live your life again if you are not, mommy. Because she don't want you to press. Oh, goodness. I felt like I wanted to bust out crying. Sometimes storylines do all kind of stuff to me sometimes. Oh, my goodness. Felt like I wanted to bust out crying. And if I bust out crying, that would be her. Get what I'm saying? It sounds crazy, I know, but felt like I wanted to bust out crying. And me busting out crying would represent her. She don't want you to press. She wants you to live your life. You deserve to live your life. She don't want you to press, mother. She don't want you to press. She wants you to live your life. She wants you to know she was trying her best to escape. She just couldn't get out. And trying to escape not just the car, but trying to escape dealing with him, because she talked to somebody, maybe a counselor. She talked to some kind of business lady, and it could have been an actual counselor. So she tried. She tried. Because she really wanted to express. It made her feel she was going down Benefit Alley. These are my old cards. This one, hats off to her. Because she went to talk to a counselor, or she did talk to some kind of counselor or something like that. That means she was going down Benefit Alley. She was going the right direction. But if you got somebody who's still trying to pull you backwards, you got to be free from whoever that is. Because they want things to keep being the same thing. Because he looked at her as weak back, because he was used to doing what he wanted to do to her. Okay. She is in her feelings. And she is going to go get her feelings, or this man was in his feelings, and he is going to go get his feelings. That means come after her. He is in his feelings. Yeah, Mr. Lewis. So we have that he facilitated something, but she shouldn't have went. So when she went, because this card means she went. This card don't mean she went out the door and he just put in the trunk. This means that he facilitated something where she was in that passenger seat at one point, or wherever she was driving, or whatever she was, whichever side she was at. She was up there at first, but something went south. Follow me? And then that's when she ended up in the trunk, because it say that he facilitated something going somewhere. This is the going somewhere card, but she shouldn't have went. So she went, and she was in the front at first in kind of way, but something went wrong, went another way, and she ended up in the trunk. Because really, he knew he was going to put her in the trunk, but she didn't know. Get what I'm saying? So really, nothing didn't have to go wrong. That's just was his plan, period. Because she was saying no to whatever it was he wanted her to do. So he was trying to figure out another way to do it. I'm going to use an example. Oh, let's go to the park and sit down and talk a little bit. When he already, I'm just using this for an example. So you go to the park and all. Really not a lot to talk about, but you say, oh, because you love the person, you might go ahead and go with them. Go sit in the park a little bit. You're going back to go to your car. Next thing you know, he throwing you in the trunk. You don't see it coming. You don't know it's coming. Get what I'm saying? Anything like that. She wanted a fresh emotion, and she wanted to welcome in a flow of love. Wanted him to do that toward her. So we have that he had to find other ways to pleasure himself, because she is an earth angel, this young lady right here. You must stay on your path. She an earth angel. Somebody God wanted to use in this world. Okay. Life was like a jigsaw puzzle for her at the time, dealing with this man she had, because his life was screwed up. He was on drugs some kind of way. So he was screwing hers up too. And God said he had to find other ways to pleasure himself. You got to stay on your path, Miss Bronson. She pinpointed at whatever it was, and she complained, and that's probably what set everything going south, going however where it made him where he wanted to come another way at her. Because she is saying no for a lot of no's she kept saying. Here he is. He became a ticking time bomb at one point whenever he became that. And here her anxiety kicking in. Yeah. She had to ask herself, wow. Why did she even stay with this man? Because she saw signs and things from this man that showed that she needed to get away. And it's all off of you think you love the person, but you gotta love you before you love somebody else. And that shows she ain't love her, so she really didn't love him. She's fascinated with him or whatever, but she really didn't love him, because you gotta love you first to know how to love somebody else. He didn't appreciate whatever love she was putting out to him. Niceness, he didn't appreciate it. He showed it in his actions, because it's transparent that he looked at her as a liability, where he just can kind of just do anything with her, and that's not good. She's forcing herself to deal with the hurt. Or I can turn this for her mother. Her mother is forcing herself to cope with the hurt of losing her baby. Her daughter, right? Poor body. Okay, it says right here that he wanted his needs met. And it don't have to be sexual. It could be where he wanted to make some money off of her, because he want money, romance, or time. Follow me? But it was abuse, God says. Her allowing this man to just use her when he wanted to. So we have right here race. So we dealing with race right here. So if she has some problems with her neighbors, job, or anything like that, anything racial, you know, somebody need to get a grip. If she's dealing with anybody like that, where she's going to take to court or fussing with or anything like that, or her guy. If this, for this to be her guy, with all these race cards I keep seeing, for this to be her guy, he have to be somebody from, you know, the African continent, somebody over there, because it's a racist card, racist, probably racial card, probably. So if he from anything like that, Haitian, Liberian, what you call it, Trinidad, African, whatever, Jamaican, if he anything like that, this card go with him, because there's a lot of racial cards I keep seeing in here, and that mean it got to be somebody who like that, because a regular black person is not going to have all these racial cards in here like that, even though people call each other the N-word different times, or black this or whatever. It wouldn't be all of these cards. It probably would be one, or it's some neighbor, some job, or whatever, or he dealing with some body in jail that he dealing with, that he having racial problems with, anything like that. Okay, it says right here we dealing with the portal, or television, social media. So something was on social media. Something was on social media. He was going to be on social media. She is on social media. She might have met him off social media. Anything's for social media. Or he wanted her to get on social media. He wanted to to make money, to have her on social media, or whatever's going on with this. Let's just flow. Okay. Stop thinking that others knew more than her. She knew just as much, but she wasn't doing everything needed to make it happen. And it says she had to become groomed to what God created her to be at birth. Don't let nobody groom her and mold her into what they want, because that's what he was doing. She had to let her sounds be heard loud and clear. They say it's going to be a miracle to make him a felon, but he in jail. I mean, he's in jail, I think. I don't know if he's a felon or what he is. He in jail, though, right? So, okay, Lord. So, let me see. Let's see, Lord. Is that it? Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. Is that it? So, it seemed like he didn't mean to kill her. He wasn't trying to kill her. He was trying to transport her, seemed like. Because with she shouldn't agree to go somewhere. Somebody facilitated something and she shouldn't agree. So she went somewhere. But then when she went wherever she went, that's when the person did what the person did. What he did, as far as, I guess, putting her in that trunk. Because she kept saying no to stuff. He wanted her to he wanted to make some kind of money. Because he was on drugs. It's saying he was on drugs. Okay, Lord, is that it for Miss just jumping out? I'm hearing that again. My God. She looking at him as her guy, but this man wasn't good for Miss Bronson. I'm hearing my God. She really cared for this man. It's bad when you really care about somebody and they treat you like garbage. It's bad. I'm hearing my God again. He her guy. But he didn't deserve her. Let me just see, Lord. Okay, universe, you know all about it. Hopefully this is the last. So I feel like he didn't intend on murdering her. I feel like he is trying to transport her. Because she was in the front at first, some kind of way. But then it got to how it got, or was planned out by him or whatever, to put it in the back, or he put it in the back. He already planned on putting it in the back from the beginning, or he put it in the back because she wasn't going along with what he was saying. And so he had to do it. He decided to go another route because she wasn't agreeing. So he put it in the back to make sure he had her secured so he can get her to where he wanted to get her to, maybe another state, make some kind of money. Not because he is in love or nothing like that, because it's showing like she's the one in love, not him. Okay, let's just flow. He wanted to make some money, bottom line. Some money scheme deal, whatever it is he wanted done. Okay, universe, you know all about it. One more, stop, dig. Okay, here we go. It's her. She was hope struck some kind of way, maybe that things was going to work out between her and him, maybe. But how far and how much will she do? I mean, how far? Let me say it right. Did you say the card right? This is her card, though. She is hope struck, God says, right? But how far? Will you go, God says? As far as being hope struck, will she go? Okay. Okay. This is a gay card right here. This is her card, though. Silly of me to think that I could fool you. It's her card, though. If you met her lesbian or him gay, you can still do your God mission. This is her card, though. She an earth angel lady. So I feel like if she indulged with what this man want, because she can still do a God mission, get what I'm saying? She could have been, I really don't know personally, if she was, if she wasn't. But this is her card right here, and this is a gay card. So it could be where you indulge with somebody and then you think you're gay because you indulged. Get what I'm saying? Because you indulged and then you think, oh, I'm gay now because I did a third party. See what I'm saying? Or it could be somebody who already know they gay. Get what I'm saying? Something like that. I don't really know, but this her card. But she can still do the God mission. Follow me? However it went. However it is. Okay? So let's see. God said it was time for her to be a conqueror. Because God had plans for this young lady. She's dealing with a Judas, this man here. Okay? But I usually, when I do this card, silly me to think that I could fool you. Let me think for a minute. Because if you with somebody and a person is gay and you don't know they gay, that don't change you and make you a different kind of person. But anyway, let's just leave that alone. Okay, she need to want what needs to go. Lights are flashing. She needed to see the lights. And what needed to go was her guy. This nighttime, and it says right here that she is feeling she had to feel her feelings. All the feelings she had, God says. God told her don't take from her main flow to ride there. So this man was telling her to go somewhere. Wherever she went at, where God says she shouldn't have went with, that he facilitated. She shouldn't take a lot of her money. Get what God's saying? Okay? It don't have to be a Tuesday, right? But some kind of way he was gonna God said that she is a go-getter. She need to go get him or her, or maybe whatever day it was, she's going to go pick him up in a car. He's going to come get her, however it's going. However she got in that car with this person. Somebody came and got somebody, however it went. I don't know who car it was. The power to stay silent is no more. She's going to do some kind of talking against this person. See, because here we got the gay girl card. Follow me? He wanted her to get closer to a gay girl. I feel. Like that card. So we have right here that he liked the grandstand, but it wasn't kosher. So we have, she is terrified, follow me, because it says right here that he raped her to gain force, follow me. She is on the battlefield. So if she wasn't dealing with nobody white or anything like that, she was dealing with somebody who wanted her to be submissive, who wanted to dominate, get my drift. Because a lot of money was spent, bills was piled up or whatever. He might have owed a lot of money or what was going on, right? So we have with the next one. To gain is to lose what need to go, and she need to lose this guy she had, bottom line. Because he is following her in the house, outside before she got in the car, or whatever's going on here. Or they might have broke up or whatever, and then he was following her again, or following on social media. I just don't know. Okay? Because it says right here, she wanted a pocket full at work. He was copping some kind of way. She might have been down on him saying stuff about it. So put his name here. Strike that. Because we have a name already for Mr. Lewis. So we got another man who did something by a certain date. Because I think we had a man name already. That would have been Mr. Lewis. I love him, but it won't be no romance. Get what it's saying. So it says 24 and up. But he's not that old. Mr. Lewis. But it could be somebody else. Follow me? I love him, or I like him, or I love him, or I like him, whoever it is, but it won't be no romance. So maybe something was arranged before, where she might have been, something might have happened. Because that card, he's not that old, he only 22. So this 24 and up, so Somebody else might have raped her to gain force. It don't have to be Mr. Lewis who did it, but it could have been somebody else. Whoever that might have been. She's going to be that runner and put everything in to make something her own, get her a new job. Get a new job, make something her own, start a business or whatever God wanted her to do. Follow me? God wanted her to get out of this mess. Do you like this stuff, Miss Bronson? Get out of this mess. She was on the speedway and she was gorgeous. Follow me? Right here. Somebody was a score loser. Follow me? That she is distant from. Because she is roping herself off from time shared. Follow me? Because she is achy and it buried. Follow me? Because she is devastated. Follow me? So she had to make sure somebody was an adult and don't just look like one, because it could fool her. Because somebody was starving for power she was dealing with. So we keep having this racial. So I don't know, like I said, if her guy or whoever he is, if he's not somebody from the islands or somewhere, she is dealing with somebody in her, somebody from work, neighbors, apartment, somebody had a racial problem. Here we got the racial card, another racial card if you can't see it. She is going to seek justice for a racial act, because we got a lot of racial cards. I did all that so far. Let's just flow from this, let's finish this up from this, okay. Here we have her guy. Come on, let's get to the melting pot. Let's make some money. Here he is, Mr. Lewis. Okay, she had to face a situation and free herself. Just get away from him and be free from him, right? Or a job she had, actual job. Okay, here she is. This is what God want to see out of her. I'm ready for a healthy way of loving. That means love the self. Love you. Healthy means loving the self first. A healthy way, not loving him. Somebody asked, could they help her? And she moved on it and took the help. Or somebody asked her, can you help me? And the person moved on, taking her help. However it's going. She spectated and challenged something what somebody did toward her. A time was set and mentioned. Follow me? Okay? God telling her right here, get on your path, Miss Bronson. Right now. Look at God. Look at God. The X is not for you, Miss Bronson. Here's the X. Nobody's perfect. People do things, you know. Things happen. Because he chose to stick a fork in her. This usually a card when somebody kills somebody, but I'm going to put it where he chose to stick a fork in her, as far as he was going to, he might was just going to give her away. Because that's a bad card to stick in a fork in. Because, she analyzed to see what stuff was stemming from, or he did. So he might was going to give her away. I don't really see, I don't see my trafficking card. Whoa, look at her murdered. I really don't. It don't feel like he just intentionally did it, because they said when they opened the trunk or whatever, she was alive. So let's just turn it the other way. He is dealing with the big boys. He is dealing with the big boys, and here's an antelope to the big boys. Big boys are cop, FBI, drug dealers, gang members, the judge, the lawyers, your dad, the pastor, your boss. Anybody who's in charge of you, dominates you, that's over top you at that point, a guy. He is dealing with a big boy or more than one. Follow me? Or the drug, what you call it, the trafficking people, those people, whoever, all of them is the big boys. Follow me? Let's just flow from Mr. Lewis and Miss Bronson. So some kind of way, he was on the down low, saying if he wasn't on the down low, he was down low and dirty. If he wasn't on the down low, he was downright and dirty to Miss Bronson, right? If he wasn't, somebody was gay though, because the gay cards are in here. So we have, she was raped, or we can say she is stolen from, right? Because she was actually real rape took place with him or her. But I really feel like it's her. And he might have been raped in his life before too. Who knows? I don't know. You know, but yeah, he wanted her to get close to a gay girl. He wanted her to go somewhere. She was achy and very. He wanted her to go. He wanted her to go and make money. He wanted to make money. He did. So that's a money scheme card was in the one I did before this one. By her being where he can just dominate her, he felt he can just do anything he wanted to do to her. God says her path would have been child care. She would have been good working with kids. She would have been a workhorse at that thing. So it says right here that sparks, flames were sparked and she captured the flames. That means anger. Follow me? She might have been eating like a certain kind of way because if she is pregnant, it's a vegan, but how she was eating a certain kind of way because she is carrying a baby. Okay, it says right here that he liked the grandstand, right? And it wasn't kosher. He wanted the relationship to be like it was before the relationship was murdered. Okay, can she still trust him? Now she know he was on the down low or down low and dirty or downright dirty. So we got a homosexual relationship card, but it's upright. It ain't hidden. So this mean it was abuse in it. Follow me? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is for entertainment purposes only to those who deem it as such. You don't have to take nothing and go on this chair as fact or true. I, the brass love one, believe every card God put on the table or on my chair. You don't have to take none of this as true. I meant to say that. Okay? She was hope struck. How much would it take for her to grow? So he might have been saying something good about a job or whatever. No telling what he said. Okay? I don't know. He decided to stick a fork in her though. He might was going to put her in there. I don't know what's in these cards. If a trafficking card come out, I'm going to look at he's going to put her in. Something like that. But let's just flow. Because he decided to stick a fork in her. But she decided to stick a fork in him. I can take it to her. That mean break up. Follow me? For her. But with him, it would mean get rid of. Because he's the one that did something to her. So let's just flow. Universe, you know all about it. Okay. Rallying, fussing, or whatever she was doing with him. Or with her neighbors, with her boss, or whoever. Anything like that. If not her boss or any of them with her guy. Or he was toward her. Putting her on trial, she felt like he got in there questioning her, putting her on trial, or he felt like that toward her. Or her neighbors or her boss, anybody like that. Okay? So it says right here, God wanted her to don't take all of her money when she go riding with this man, wherever she rode at. Because he wanted her to go to another state, seem like. So we have right here that she was going to make a pocket full at the fairgrounds. That would be work. So he said something about maybe a job or something. But she was being choicy about going to another state because he said something about a job. I love him, but it won't be no romance. Somebody who 24 and up or 34 and up, whoever that is. I mean, or 42 and up. Because some kind of way she had to start taking care of herself because she was being promiscuous some kind of way. If not, if she wasn't nothing like that, her guy was treating her that way. Anything like that. Or wanted her to be that way, but God says taking care of herself. That's usually the God card. It's the God card. Because God knows all. She is wondering, was it her fault? She is tangled with this guy. No more trying to impress others. She wanted to know, did he do something? Or he wanted to know, did she do something? Whatever it was to do. Okay? So, God said she is a wonderful conqueror, but she's dealing with a Judas. He was a Judas because he is a score loser and she got distant from him some kind of way. But some kind of way he might have asked her, could he help her with something? And she went on and took the help from him. Or he asked her, could you help me with something, or whatever it was. She analyzed something maybe to see where it stemmed from, or he did. So here it is right here. On whatever day he went to get her or she went to get him, however it's flowing, because she was in the car. So some kind of way one of them went to get the other. But he was dealing with the big boys, whoever his big boy was. And here's an antelope. It could be the judge. It could be the warden in jail right now, whoever the big boys is for him. I don't know. Or he is dealing with drug people, trafficking people on the outside, or in jail. He's dealing with big boys in there. I don't know really where that card go right then, but I think right then she wanted to free herself, free her mind, and face it. Face the situation, because God said she is gorgeous and she is on the speedway riding with him. Follow me? Because it says right here, I can feel my God mission being gay. Follow me. That's her card. Do not wonder why. Ask the person. So it says he was starving for power, but she had to make sure this man is an adult and don't just look like one. Because something was plain and simple for her. She was covering all of her bases. Well, she needed to, but he was covering all of his. Right now, God wanted her to get on her path. Because she's an earth angel. Bills was being piled up. A lot of money was being spent. Okay? But he was saying, come on, let's go to the Milky Way. Let's come on and go and make some money. Okay, but God wanted her to let her guy go. Let him go. The ex is not for you. He felt like, oh, well, things happen. I might have beat you up a couple times, but that's okay. We can still make it. You holding that against me? People make up all kind of excuses. She was achy and it very... She needed to unwant what needed to go. God says, don't go nowhere with him. When you break it off, just break it off. Lights was flashing for her to break that thing off and stay away like she was, because she is away. But then she wound up going in his space again. It was a racial act. She was going to just seek justice for sure against somebody with a racial act. So like I said, if he not anybody from an island or somewhere like that, she was dealing with somebody that wasn't of her race, that was complaining about race to her or talking down to her. She was downing, I guess she was downing her person or whoever, because somebody was copping, was talking at the table. Maybe. Okay, let's flow. This is the last, hopefully. Let's see. God said, do you like this stuff, Miss Bronson? You need to get out of this mess with this person. Get out of it. So, loosely, somebody was slipping through the corridors, the alleys, the hallways, or whatever. Loosely, whoever it was, to get her some kind of way. Because it says right here, to gain is to lose what need to go. She need to gain what need to go, because he is following her. So some kind of way, she might have went somewhere at first, but then God saying she need to lose what need to go. And then she is being followed, because he wanted her to get closer to a gay girl. Follow me. Got this card. Silly me to think that I could fool you. If you met that person, lesbian or gay, you can still do. Yeah, God, she is a God person. God wanted her to do her God's mission. But he wanted her to get closer to a gay girl. So, if she wasn't gay already, herself already, being in some threesome or whatever he wanted, it might make her think that that means she gay now. Or she might have been already. I don't know her, so I don't know. But if she wasn't, being with another girl is assumed that you gay now after you did this, because that's what he wanted. But we got this card right here. I'm ready for a healthy way of loving. She wanted to love herself. Healthy means loving herself first. Because for her to be in the back of the car, that means she was not giving in. Get what I'm saying? Because if she was giving in a thing, she wouldn't have been in the back of the car. Everything was, yeah. Because he was trying to make her submissive, dominating, controlling. She is on the battlefield with him because he wanted a relationship to be like it was before the relationship was murdered. But also, her mother want life to be like it was before her daughter was murdered, because by him putting her in the back and her not having air, whatever happened back there, that caused her to die. So that is murdered. God said she had to build a path to build and whatever it was God wanted, but she needed to proceed with caution with whoever she is with, her child's father, because she had to spectate and challenge, because it was devastating for her mother, or what he did devastated her, putting her in the trunk, because he was scaling things out for a rosy summer, or maybe she was. But God says that she had to be that runner and put her all in and make something her own, just like to open up a company, a business of her own, or anything like that. Because it seemed like he talked to her about a job, making money somewhere maybe, and God saying no. Forget what he's saying over there, Miss Bronson. You make something your own business. You don't have to go out of town or go here and do this and do that. Because she had roped herself off from time shared with him some kind of way where she got her loose or something, whatever happened. Because it says she was terrified because she was raped to gain force. Because this not his name, but this just an example. Follow me? He is a pill pusher. Follow me? Sell pills, take pills, anything like that. Follow me? So we have right here that power to stay silent was no more. She is going to talk and tell on him, whatever it was to tell. And most of the time when that card come out, the person don't want you telling on them. So they will do what they have to do because they don't want you to tell whatever it is you're doing illegal or whatever it is. Usually it'd be illegal, or if they got another woman or something. But it don't seem like he cheating with nobody on here, so it's not that. She wanted something in print, and he feel like, you want something in print? What you need to see something for? She wanted something in print to show maybe that she won for a job that is legitimate or whatever she wanted. She wanted something in print, whatever it was. Follow me? Or she wanted to see it on a cell phone, whatever it was, in print. It's like a receipt or contract. You want to see something. Okay? She exercised her right to complain. She wants something in print. I want whatever she wanted. Whatever it is he's talking about. Maybe this job or whatever the heck he is talking about or whatever. I don't know. She checked the time and the date, and it was mentioned. Okay. Peace within makes a stable mind. God said she need to be that warrior. So we have right here, this is at nighttime, so she is going to feel everything in it. As far as work. Okay. My eyes are telling me the truth. She is going to get splashes of joy. She felt like. And he did something by a certain time of the month. If not him, somebody else. I needed to end though. It don't end like that. I needed to end. Maybe he was telling her about a job or something, but she wanted to see something in print. You know how you want to see it. I want to see the contract. I want to see if something is legitimate. I want to see. Time was mentioned. All that was mentioned. She is getting splashed of joy. Let me see how much on here, because I'm going a long time with Miss So it went over an hour, look like. I need another one though. This just not finishing it. I need to finish it, Lord. I'm back with that song. My God. Yeah. She was thinking, yeah, she had some love for this man, but this man, he didn't have love for her. Not if he put her in the trunk. Not if he gonna put her in and just kidnap her and take her somewhere. Nah, ain't no love for her. He might have owed money to somebody because it says that he was, he had no way out. He felt like he had no way out. Felt stuck. And that's why he did what he did. Felt restricted, had no way out. She's saying no to stuff, but he gonna make something happen anyway because she wants something in print. He not showing her nothing in print, so he figured he gonna take her anyway, maybe anything like that. Okay, I gotta get something else to finish it. Okay, Lord, give me the ones to finish it for Miss Bronson. He just thought he had her pegged, if that's what it's called, because she did love him very much, but he just thought he had her pegged. She gonna go along with it. She'll go along with it, but she was saying no. She wanted some kind of proof or something. So that caused him a problem because if he owed money to somebody, he got to come up with some money, some kind of way to pay people back. And she was going to be his money maker, seem like. Okay, Lord, let's just see. 14 is jumping out. Let's take you 14. Okay, let's take 14. You must fight for, she had to fight for her sanity, right? She's holding on. But addictions play a part in soul breaking for her, also for him, because she was addicted as far as like holding on to him or people to love and not seeing really you got to love yourself first. And he also had some kind of addiction himself, and that was drugs. She had to find out why she stuck with it so long, because she pinpointed an action that helped her up, and he was the action that helped her up. He need to filter it because he is gift seeking from her. He thought she is beautiful, Miss Bronson, pretty. But she need to get away from the haters and the snakes. But laying down beside him was like her first crush. She really cared for him. But it says right here that she is going to take her best shot to plant her fortune as far as work or get money. But also he was looking that way too. Thinking that way. Was she molded to a religion or a bunch of rules? And was her leaders her God, whoever her leaders was? Whoever, pastor, boss, your father, whoever. Because depression is not meant for a lifetime, right? So this could go with her mother. You gotta choose you after a while. After a while, whatever amount of time it takes, but after a while you gotta come back and choose you to live, to function like God wants you to function. But this could have been for Miss Bronson dealing with Mr. Lewis. Got depressed some kind of way, but she had to choose herself, and she did, chose her. Okay, this is a gun card, so he might have actually put a gun on her. He might have, because it's a gun card. Is when a gun is present, it grossed her out. Because if you're desperate, you do different things. Because he was restricted. Remember, he had no way out. Follow me? You want to get in. If somebody got a gun on you, you're going to do whatever they say pretty much. Follow me? Or if he didn't have a gun on her, we can take it another way. He took his shot to wound her emotions, to tear her to shreds, to emotionally wound her. He wanted to kill her good feelings about herself, about life, period. Grossed her out could go with she just was feeling down and depressed. We can take it that way if it's not a real gun. Okay, it says right here he need to check himself because he needed soul support. So let's just flow. Anything else for Miss we're gonna end this. Oh, I gotta have an end. We got 2. Number 2 is for something, whatever it might be. Universe, you know all about it. She needed to move away from anything that annoyed her in any situation, God says. Him or any place that he was at. Move away, Miss Bronson. Move away from anything that annoyed her in any situation. When she started to feel the real her was going to come out, and I feel the real her came out. And that's where the problem came with him, the real her. Forget the love, I love him, but the real you. No, you ain't going to do this to me. So you push that love over there and put it on the shelf, and you get to say, nah, this ain't going to happen. Because it says that he used his imagination. Give it the card saying that he made her disappear without a trace. So him using his imagination, he put it in the trunk. Follow me? To make her disappear without a trace. So that showed that she wasn't in the passenger seat or anything. So with cars passing by, they would not see her. They would just see him. So he used his imagination to disappear without a trace and put her in that trunk. Follow me? But then he used his imagination to make her disappear, and she died. So I really don't feel he meant to kill her, but because he wanted to make money off of her. But choosing her first was always the best option. God wanted her to do that. Clarify to this man that you're going to choose yourself, Miss Bronson. She had to make the necessary changes, God said, and play ball with her life in the best way. But God said she was not exempt. She had to hear what she needed to hear. Ears is for hearing. Hear what she needed to see and take heed to it. Because she wasn't being treated right. She was treated like she was nothing by this man of hers. And being treated harshly by others. This man of hers or her neighbors or whoever this is. But God says she did well. Because she stepped into her queenship some kind of way. She is going against this man of hers, her neighbors or whoever. And we got this number could be turned around any kind of way. She thought things were starting to look good now because she was changing up. With him, this guy she had, or her neighbor's boss or whoever. With the racial stuff. Because God says, do you really like the way things are? If she didn't, she had to change things up and then it got good for her. Because this is a childhood card. It says right here she had to stop running from things and face things because something come from her childhood. She had to start being responsible for the self, but no more lack. Because she is reeling in the cash. Right? Like a church mouse. Follow me? He wanted her to call her. When love calls, will she answer? She had to learn how to not answer the phone for love from this man. Because he popped up on her. Follow me? She took him for a joke, but he popped up. So I'm going to take this as right here. Where he kidnapped her. Because when he put her in the trunk, to me that's called kidnapping. She wasn't adopted. She got her real mother. Here's her mother over here. On this side. Follow me? So this card. Oh, shoot. Let me arrange my seating. Oh. So with this card right here, she wasn't adopted. But let me say it a certain way. She is being adopted. Get my drift. She was being adopted. Being kidnapped. She was being adopted. It's like somebody taking you as their own. Raising you as their own, treating you like they're your parent. She's being adopted. When he kidnapped her, that's like being adopted because he's not her parent. When people kidnap you, they're not your parent. Most of them don't, but some of them do. We know, but let's not go there. She's being adopted. She's being kidnapped. Follow me? She's been taken and helped by somebody who was not her parent. Get my drift? Well, finding my parent even matter. This is her thinking at the time. Because it's her thinking in the car, in the trunk. Follow me? And this is her thinking in the trunk. Well, finding my parents even matter. This is a desperate card too. Because he popped up on her. She took him for a joke. Because when love called, will she answer? So she might have been making money some kind of way, her own self, and he might have wanted some of her money. She might have had some kind of lawsuit going on and won some money, and he might wanted some of it. I don't know. Let's just flow a little bit. This is a testing card, but this is God to her. Create your job, Miss Bronson, a business or something. And God was going to test her. Create something for yourself, a job, anything like that. But he wanted her to take down the walls for love. Cheat on his achievements. No. Because God says that he need to check himself, or she need to check herself. Follow me? Do some soul searching. Okay, I think I did all those cards right. So let me just get some of these. And that be it. Okay, universe, you know all about it. Let's end it for Miss Bronson. Card that fell on the floor was what? He was dealing with a kinkster, her guy, or he wanted to be the kinkster and supersize, one or the other. A kinkster is a drug dealer, or those trafficking people, and any of them think people are the kinkster. Her boss could even be a kinkster, but really, I don't feel like the boss. I feel her guy. He a kinkster, or he was dealing with a kinkster. Universe, you know all about it. One more. Okay. Hopefully this will be the. I'm trying to make this the last. I'm trying to make it end, but it got to end right. I know, Lord, so I can't be like making things go how I want. Okay, she's going to take an active action and not postpone it, or her guy was. He is going to take an active action and kidnap her. He wasn't going to postpone it. Well, she is going to take an active action as far as something. Maybe taking somebody to court, taking him to child support, or going to court as far as a lawsuit for anybody harassing her or racial abuse or whatever, right? Or to try to get out the car, whatever the action was for her. God says she was so smart, well done. If she is trying to do something to help her own self. Okay, if you change your identity, it won't work with your twin. So if she's dealing with somebody who changed their identity from sexual identity, man to woman, woman to man, or just gay in general, you find out, or a person just acting where you clashing, whatever. She has a common denominator though, because it says raped in a car. She didn't have to be raped in a car, but she could have been stolen from in a car, or she could have been raped in a car, however it's flowing. But she is dealing with somebody drug addicted. Follow me? So temporarily somebody abused their power with her. Okay? Somebody need to work on their problems, but not here. Right? Because she was mouthy to somebody, or somebody to her, saying what you gonna do about it. She to the person, or the person to her. Okay, it says right here, it's nobody's affair, but the person you are involved with. Have consideration for the person. Should she forget this person for the God mission? So if her guy raped her some kind of way, or stole from her, I can use that card two ways. Stole from her or whatever. It's nobody's business for her and her persons, right? She wanted structure because it stung her. Follow me? So we have right here, so what? What's next? Tearing another person down. He's tearing her down with a blank look on his face because he was chilling while trying to figure out, how am I going to fix this thing? Because God wanted her to just chalk this up, Miss Bronson. And just, it's time for you to move on with your life and chalk it up with this person. She's going to be considerate of a partner. I'm not selfish because I want a whole man. Follow me? A man that's not gay, or she want a man that's a working man. Or a man that's not beating on her. Because she is being abused some kind of way. He is feeling this time abusing her. Follow me? So, it says right here that he wanted her to be sincere about going to another city. Could have been New York, or just, another city and state, or just could have been, it don't have to be New York, but wherever, right? So he was going to be sincere, and he wanted her to be sincere, or she was going to go to another state or whatever, right? So it says right here that she is living a plantation way of living some kind of way, or this man, life is falling apart for her, or this man, one of them. Plantation way of living is when you need more food, money, shelter, love, or clothing. Okay. Okay, it says, why do she care about her ex? God says she had to be a soldier in it all and let this person go. Because he is jacking her up for money, or jacking her up prey and her clothing. She had to start to love herself. Because He wanted joint custody. That means he wanted to be close to her. He wanted her to connect. Or he just wanted joint custody as far as the baby, when the baby was born, because she is a pregnant lady. Okay? She had to take her power back, God says, because she had to get away from this guy. He is an idiot. They like green. It was horrifying for her in that trunk. She was trying to distinguish things because he was sugarcoating things and trying to insult her intelligence. She needed more vitamin C, or he did. It's nobody's business. What business is it of you all? So maybe some kind of way he didn't want it to be where nobody know his business. We got a number 9. Something could have happened with the 9. Number 13. Number 2. Or with that business card, it could be her neighbors or people at work. What businesses of you all? As far as something at work, could have been that. Somebody at work could have been abusing her as far as racial abuse, or neighbors or people at the apartment. We can take it that way too. As programming, jobs, agencies, anything like that. She is dealing with some kind of way. Or he was dealing with some kind of way if he is doing stuff he was doing, because she had to embrace her growth. God says help was coming for her. She got to embrace her growth because God was for her. God was there. She had to stop thinking she deserved abuse from this guy of hers or anybody that was racially profiling her, racially targeting her, or whatever. Because God said she was playing Russian roulette. She had to think twice before making steps, making any kind of moves as far as with this man or at work or whatever God talking about. Because she wanted jointness, right? Or he wanted jointness from her. She is a trailblazer. But she might have wanted jointness with a trailblazer. If it's her job, her neighbor, her job, or maybe her guy. She thought he was a trailblazer, but it was a lack of love from him. And some type of information was going to show her that, because he put her in the trunk. And that showed that he didn't love. I mean, he was abusing, that showed, but then being put in the trunk really shows it. It was competition and work for her. It was a competition. Follow me? She is collaborating, or this her guy wanted her to collaborate. But knowing anything that's rushed, Miss Bronson, anything that's rushed is not worth taking, God says, right? He was rushing her hard. Come on, let's go. Let's do it. Come on. We can make some money. Here's another job, or whatever was going on being said. There was a meeting place, follow me, where the meeting happened. Yes, I'm wearing these clothes. Some kind of way he is concerned about what clothes she was wearing. She had certain kind of clothing on. Or he wanted to know as far as what color clothes she was wearing for some reason. Or, yeah. She made the choice as far as her house, to leave her house. She went full force. Because she is going to go on and grow her business. And God wanted her to go full force and grow her business. But with this card, God wanted her to go full force to grow her business. But this guy wanted to go full force and grow his business. Or she is going to go full force to get some kind of job. If this guy was some of the job. She need to dig deep and ask herself why she even settled. Really said something about, okay, this is a bad. So this is the car. But this is a bad car. So she was in this car, well, evidently it was the car she was in. Because anybody be in this car is bad people. It's like people who try to get you to bite, get you to get in, want to harm you, or whatever they're going to do to you. So she was in a car. It wasn't this kind, but it was a car. Get my drift? It means it's a negative. So it was negative. Once she stepped in that car, it was on. She was in the passenger seat or whatever was going on with her first. Wherever she was at in that car, driver's seat or whatever. But then it turned really dark. Get what I'm saying? Because that was the intentions anyway. To get her to go and make happen what he wanted to make happen in. Some kind of way she was going against. She thought things was starting to change. I tried to shuffle it away and God brought it right back. But it wasn't like that. She thought things were starting to change. But he was up to no good. And once she saw that they got in the bed fuss, or he might have hit her across the head, or he might have did anything like that to get her, yeah, he might have did something like that to knock her unconscious, and then he might have put her in the trunk. Well, he might have put her in without her being unconscious. I just don't know. It just feel like he did something like that for some reason. Okay, here we got jobs is a neutral on the billboards. Wasn't a lot of work going on. Talking about work. He wanted her to be strictly his. What are you going to do about it? And here's the police right here. Going somewhere. He wanted her to be strictly his. Not that he was in love with her, but he wanted her to be strictly his because he had plans to make some money off of her. No, you going with me because we going. It's hard getting jobs, and you going with me because I'm gonna make some money with you. What are you going to do about it? What he is going to do about it, he wanted her to be strictly his, and what he is going to do about it, and what he did was put it in the trunk because she was trying to go against for a while. Because she was looking at things one way, but then she found out it wasn't that. And here it is right here. This is the last card. This is a place God really is. This is usually like a place like you promise yourself you're going to go to. Or it's like you make a promise, like you say, well, you telling somebody you coming to help them with their party or something. So you keep the promise and you go. Even though you don't feel like it, you go anyway because you promise. Or invitation, you promise. So she was going, you know. But then, do not let your emotions stop you. She wasn't going to let her emotions stop her from actually not going. Because she was going at first, right? Because I guess she thought it was like it was. But then some kind of way in there talking or whatever happened, she saw maybe it wasn't whatever she thought. So she trying to back out of it now, trying to get out of it. And she wasn't going to let her emotions for him that she loved him change nothing. She wasn't going to let the emotions change nothing. No, I'm not going there, I'm not doing this, or whatever her mind was thinking like. Because it was a place she was planning on going at first. She ain't know all the details, I feel, to whatever this is. She ain't know all the details it was. You know how people tell you a piece of something, but they don't tell you everything. They leave out the most important parts. He wouldn't have put her in the trunk. If everything was flowing good and he was saying everything right, he wouldn't have put her in the trunk. She wouldn't have went against. Get what I'm saying? She going against because whatever he done said or whatever, then threw things off. And she said, oh, no, that ain't what I want. Oh, no, let me see a contract. Let me see application. Let me see whatever. And he wasn't producing anything. He don't want to hear all that. He feel like he being put on trial. His thing is, no, I'm telling you or whatever, and that's all to it. Because she had to change herself. She had to start being the true her, like God says. When the real her come out, the real her was going to come out. There's one here somewhere. The real her had to come out to change up. Yeah. So the car, here's the car right here. And she was in a car. This is a bad car. And her car, that car was considered bad because she was inside of it dying. He wanted her to be strictly his. Not that he was in love. He wasn't in love. She was in love. He was planning on her going to another state somewhere where he can make money. He wasn't in love. She was in love. He needed to. He was dealing with the big boys. Whoever he was dealing with, where he had to come through. That's what you call. You got to come through. Ain't no like getting out or nothing. He had to come through. People be getting themselves into all kind of stuff, and then they want to use somebody to help them with their stuff. And then they want to take it out on you because you don't want to go along with whatever it is. So, nah. He wasn't in love. She was. And I'm glad that she saw before it was too late. No, you tricked me. Because that's what it is. He deceived her. And then when it went south, that's when probably he is fighting her. But she might have been actually fighting back. She probably was fighting back. And it got like it got, and he put it in that trunk. Yeah, because if she wasn't fighting him back before ever in her life, in that car, I feel she is fighting back. No, I'm not going, because the real her came out. Forget I love him. The real her came out. Because you got to get back to the real you. Let the real you be there. The real you shouldn't never escape anyway. You don't love nobody over the self. So I feel she is fighting back. And he did whatever he did. He might have knocked her out or whatever. I keep feeling that he might have did something like that. And that's how he got in the trunk. Because I really feel, well, she never fought him back before. I feel in that car she's fighting him back. And he was hitting, because it says she is achy and it varied. If she is aching and varied, that means he really was hitting her, because she is fighting back. Get what I'm saying? But why would, that shows he don't love her either. You hitting on her, and then she got your baby inside, and you're going to beat on your child's mother that got the baby inside? You ain't care if you kill your baby or not. You where you belong. I don't really feel like he meant to kill her still. I don't really feel like he meant to kill her. I felt like he meant to kidnap her and take her to where he meant to take her to make money off of her, but I don't really feel like he meant to kill her. But newsflash, Mr. Lorsch, you did kill her. You responsible for killing her, and not only her unborn baby, your unborn baby. Okay, this is the Bracelet 1. This is the storyline for Miss Bronson. A young lady who had a life to live, and her baby also, and it got snatched away because he wanted to make money off of her. He controlled her so much he felt like, who is she coming back, being combated with me back? Because with abuse and all, people abuse you so much and they don't expect you to step back to them. And then when you do that, they want to come hard at you. Because they say, wait a minute, who you are? Fighting me back? And they might want to fight even harder because they don't like you fighting back. But as long as you fight for your life as much as you can, that's all God wants you to do. Fight as much as you can. And I feel Miss Bronson was fighting him back. If she never hit him back before, I feel in that car, she gave him a run for his money. And he didn't like that. And he came back at her full force because he felt like, who you think you are? I'm in charge here. He put in that trunk. That's the anger. He put in the trunk. I'm tired of her. I'm tired of you now. You know, and he wasn't in love anyway. I'm going to take you where I want you to go, and I'm going to do what I got to do with you. I'm going to make the money I want to make. But this is where it gets you, in jail, where you belong. Because you don't get to just mistreat her and her baby. Last I checked, her father and her mother birthed her. You are not, she is not the seed of you. Okay, I just want all ladies, girls, ladies, to not be submissive, not let men dominate you, not let men beat on you. Ain't that much love in this world. It's nothing to be loving. They not doing nothing even for you to even be loving in the first place. First of all, they ain't even doing anything for you. They even be loving them. I want anybody, if somebody hitting on you, go straight to the cops with it. Go straight to the cops on them. Cut that right in its tracks. Ain't no second chances, third chances, because once he do it one time, he gonna do it again. Don't even go there. Before even going to the cops, how about just using your fist and hitting him back? He do it a second time, you go to the cops then. But you gotta let him know each time. When his hand hits you, put your hands back on him and call the cops too. And while you at it, just get rid of him. How about toss him out? Toss him out there where he belong. Because he trying to treat you like trash. Toss him out there and let him know what trash really is. Toss him out the door. Give him something to think about. That's the Bracelet 1 Healer Tarot here on YouTube.